Speaking of technology, for some people, the thought of going without their phone or their tablet or social media for even one day is not even an option.
So we put them to the test. WIAT 42 News reporter Natalie Tejada joins us live in the studio with the results.
Well, that's right, Trent and Sherry. Most people will agree our entire society is pretty plugged into our phones. But our 3 test cases, we had a teenager, a mom, and a young professional. They were all over-the-top phone addicts who really needed to unplug.
Meet Richard Danner.
I've had cell phones since I was 16.
Stacy Rakestraw.
I used to think, I don't know why y'all waste your time with these.
And Eric Schroeder.
I say sports is my life, but phone comes close to that.
All 3 are in for a major shock.
Well, I'm just gonna, this may hurt a little bit. I'm just gonna. You ready? Mm-hmm. You sure? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna take it. How does this feel? A little scary?
I feel a little anxiety, I'm not gonna lie.
No, this isn't a horrific medical procedure. Our trio are now simply off the grid for 24 hours. Their friends, family, and coworkers are skeptical they'll make it.
Richard is probably on his phone about 30% of the time. I hear it, yeah, I hear the office phone ring and his cell phone ring, text messages, or phone calls.
Richard's BlackBerry stays quite busy.
Oh, I got your number from so-and-so, and they want to know what's going on tonight, and you definitely have to be prepared to just talk to anybody.
Stacy is a mom of 3 and admittedly burns a lot of dinners while on her phone.
Our alarm goes off so regularly that nobody jumps up and makes a big deal anymore.
Eric is your typical teen. He claims to spend about 7 hours a day on his phone and iPad.
He'll struggle.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why do you think he'll struggle?
Because they're on it nonstop.
Several hours in, our test subjects are starting to feel a little disconnected.
First hour, I started running errands after y'all left. And then after that, and I got home and I didn't have anything, I kind of walked around kind of dumbfounded, like I didn't know what to do.
So after she tired of reorganizing her kitchen, Stacy went to bed, the earliest she has in years. The next day at work,
there's been a couple of things that have happened, and I couldn't call anybody because I didn't know the phone number. So I had to get in my car twice today and go drive to different locations.
Each time, she and the car both looked for her phone, attempting to connect to your phone. So there was some relief when we showed up.
Does that feel better?
It does. Let's see what's going on.
Things got a little dicey for Richard as well.
I definitely thought about it later on that night that, oh, someone's trying to touch me, tell me where to go, or someone's asking me where everybody else is going to be.
As time wore on, it got worse.
No concept of time because it's kind of my alarm clock. So I woke up, I know what time it was.
But we could tell he was starting to crack.
Looking back on this, you were able to do a day. Could you do longer?
No.
Perhaps the person who did the best was our middle schooler, Eric. And with Google out of the picture, he also had to revert to doing homework the old-fashioned way. But the biggest challenge he found was the next day during his downtime.
Everyone else had their headphones plugged in, and they're all listening to music, and I was just sitting there just looking outside the window on the bus.
And when we gave him back his devices,
text messages, alerts, Instagrams.
Do you think that's maybe the bottom line that we're all learning is that we can survive without our phones, it's just not as much fun?
Right. It's not a need, it's a want.
Now, we didn't do this experiment to torture anyone, but rather to point out the fact that we've become so dependent on our devices, we've actually lost the art of communication. Now, we reached out to an etiquette expert to try and find a solution.
We have to learn to turn off our cell phones when they are not needed. You don't need to take a cell phone into a business meeting. You don't need to take a cell phone and put it on the table when you're having a nice meal. You don't need to answer that cell phone when you're speaking face-to-face with the person. If your phone rings, let it go to voicemail.
Kathy says it's also bad form to use Bluetooth headsets in public, as well as have phone conversations in the bathroom. In the studio, Natalie Tejada, WIAT 42 News, coverage you can count on.